live now? All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm Joel Dietz. Joining me on the mic over there is Dean Gemmel. Dean, how you doing this morning?
I'm excellent, Joel. Glad to be here. It's a tradition like no other, isn't it? Curling in Wausau, Wisconsin in May for a national title.
It is. They got a beautiful club here.
So we should... we are just waiting the first stones of the game between Jenna BURCHESKY and Ben Richardson versus Sandra McMakin and Riley FENSON. And I'm also joined here in the broadcast booth by Sam Strauss. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Dean. How are we doing this morning?
I am excellent. Sam was a bronze medalist at the 2019 Junior Men's Nationals and a bronze medalist at the 2020 Junior Men's Nationals. She played with Chase Sinnott, who's on another sheet here, and we're going to look now. We're looking live at the first stone of the first end from Jenna BURCHESKY.
So because of the bubble that we have to set up here, the broadcast crew is in a separate bubble than the teams playing. So we couldn't quite get all the camera feeds that we want, but we did what we could.
So just to quickly touch on some things about mixed doubles. If you're new to the format, in mixed doubles it's two-player teams. One player throws the first rock and the fifth rock of each end. The other player throws a 2, 3, and 4 rock. So it's only 5 thrown stones per team per end. Each team places one of their own stones in play at the start of each end. And we'll get more into where that goes, but one is at the back of the forefoot, and there's a centerline guard. This is Jenna BURCHESKY's first. After Christine McMakin drew to the top of the 8-foot.
I think speed's similar. It might be 2 feet slower on this side.
So keys to this game, Sam, what do you think are some of the keys to mixed doubles success?
Well, when it comes to mixed doubles, it's not too different from the team play. A big thing here is controlling the top of the forefoot. We have a rock that starts in the back of the forefoot, so it can be tricky when you're throwing that first rock. You always freeze to the back of it, but that can create a wall in the back if you ever bounce off. So for the team that has the hammer, being in the top there and controlling the angles is probably one of the biggest things.
Right, we often talk in mixed doubles about how important that first shot is. You know, one of the things I've seen, Sam, in mixed doubles is I've seen the play improve as better players like yourself have played it, and some of the strategies have evolved. Since you've started playing it, has there been anything different that you're doing that maybe you didn't when you first started?
Yeah, so when Lee and I started this is probably only our, 10th or so game playing mixed doubles, so we're still kind of figuring out the strategy. And you know, towards the middle of the week, one of the things we kind of figured out was that first stone being a little bit higher than frozen,
right?
And a lot more taps, a lot less hits.
I think one of the things that's interesting about mixed doubles is if you find yourself in the glue, so to speak, you don't have a whole lot of time to get yourself out of it, right?
No, it's very quickly.
So whereas in traditional play we might see run backs where you're looking 2, 3 shots ahead, in mixed doubles it can be tricky to do that.
Yeah, no, we definitely caught ourselves in trouble a little bit where we're like, oh, well, we can clean this up later, and then all of a sudden, I have one more shot, and then, it's her last. So if you're in trouble, you tend to need to do something about it pretty quickly. And a lot of that has to do with, as we said, angles. That's kind of the name of the game in mixed doubles. Good freezes can make or break the end.
Right. Let's hear what they're thinking here.
Both our reds go. I don't think this one will go. Okay. You'd have to get inside nose on it to make it go. Okay.
So the angles are definitely in the favor of BURCHESKY Richardson at the moment.
Like a 10? Yep. Okay.
So Riley FENSON is throwing a 10, hitting here, sort of a just through weight.
Now, is this the first time they can actually throw a hit and remove rocks in play?
Sam, it's the 4th stone, right?
Yes, it is the 4th stone. So that ends up being the middle player. The team with hammer is the middle player's first stone there.
So the 4th stone is the first time you can remove the other team's stones from play at all. So that's another rule difference.
I like it. You want to
Yeah, I think so.
What kind of weight?
I was just thinking like back 8.
I know I could never get that rule straight when I played mixed doubles.
Well, we're going to have to this weekend here, Joel. We're going to have to nail it all weekend and know exactly when that can happen. So I'll keep a little log here when we're onto the 4th stone. So pretty good setup right here for Richardson Burchesky, I would say.
Oh yeah, yeah. That rock in the 4 foot near the center line, it's that the MCMAKIN FENSON rock. It looks pretty good, but it's actually a little too close to the tee line for their comfort. Because you can get a freeze on the inside of there thrown by Ben here, and that kind of puts FENSON into a pickle.
Yeah.
Weight's good.
Stay close.
And those angles on those red rocks aren't particularly great for Jenna Burchesky and Riley FENSON either. Tight to the guard here, though, I think.
That certainly sounds like it.
I think he might have underthrown it just a hair.
Yeah, and that's the one thing a lot of us, we haven't played on, championship quality ice lately. It's a bit trickier. These rocks are a lot swingier. It's a lot faster. You generally see people struggle with the swing more than the speed here when it comes to the championship quality ice.
So the ice surface has been pretty extraordinary, though, for a club setting where they've been able to come in here and create a championship caliber event.
That little bit faster rock.
So kudos to our ice maker team, our ice tech team, and head ice tech Sean Olson.
Especially with the amount of humidity we have outside, they've been really able to keep up with it on the inside playing surface.
Yeah, May is not in Wisconsin, is not typically ideal ice making conditions, but it's been terrific in here. Comes Riley FENSON delivering his stone. Big shot here.
I think we're all there. We're tapping.
Caught a bit of a break on the last one, I'd say.
Curl. Curl.
Christine MCMAKIN switching over to try to promote curling of this stone.
Curl, 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 curl.
It's getting closer, getting better.
Good, good, good.
Through the hole.
Nice.
It's a pretty nice shot.
Yeah, let me see how much I can see.
I don't know if I love the bounce maybe that much, but
no, the bounce bounced a little too much. I don't think he can get.
I think I can make it with peel.
You might catch the back of this one.
Might get
That's
both.
fine.
Yeah. It definitely is tricky. He can definitely make a nice roll and freeze, which would be a really good force.
He's thinking if he throws peel here and just papers those guards, he might get some action on the rock that's on the button right now, or touching the button.
He's got to throw a rocket to make that work.
Well, Ben can definitely do it. So
he can throw it hard.
Yeah, of the people here, Ben and Riley are definitely two of the bigger hitters, so we might see a couple rockets from them.
We'll have to time a few from hog to hog. Rock's on its way.
Curl.
Begging it to curl, begging it for it to curl. It's pretty close.
It's very close.
Very close. Yes, and it's exactly as he drew it up.
From Ben.
So I didn't like that little chap off. If he'd, I think maybe the dead freeze might have been a better play.
Yeah.
To make this though.
Either the dead freeze or just a tiny little roll, so that if they
begging it to curl, begging it for it to curl, it's pretty close.
Very close.
Very close. That's a great throw, and it's exactly as she drew it up. Pretty much made it out of his hand. Let's hear what they have to say here.
I go like that.
Yeah.
Maybe like that. I think it's easier than trying to get past there. If I don't get past there, we're giving up 4.
Yep.
So big shot here for Christine MCMAKIN, of course. In some serious trouble in the first end.
Peel.
Yeah, they don't have nothing there. That rock, that red rock in the top 8 on the right-hand side is actually in a pretty decent spot. If they can throw it back and get a double, they're going to certainly get themselves out of some trouble here.
Yeah, and there's a couple ways they can hit that too, right? To make it work.
I don't think they can ever touch the back one, but if they can force them to 2 here, that would be a win for them in their book.
For sure.
I have less.
If they can give them a shot for a draw for 2, I think they'll be pretty happy.
One thing you've kind of noticed in mixed doubles is a lot more scoring. It's not necessarily the same, but 2 is a lot more common than 1 here. So it's almost like forcing someone to 2 is not a terrible outcome.
There was Riley begging for a brusher, which he didn't have. So now we have a draw for 4.
So like that intern?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you can take plenty of ice here.
So this would be a big start for Burchesky and Richardson. It already is a big start.
Is that what you took for your first draw?
Yeah.
We saw 1-6 this week here.
I think just the same
mixed
ice
doubles
here.
equivalent of an 8-ender. I have to believe it happens a little more often than an 8-ender, but
Let me know how
Yeah,
you
a
feel
little
out
bit.
of your hand in terms of
Still,
like comparing to your
still
first.
never want to be on the
'cause
wrong
I didn't get
side
a time
of
on
that.
your first.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah, I was
So
on the
you-
wrong side of a 5er this week.
Oh,
so
were
that
ya?
was not too great.
here comes the draw for 4.
I like
Just
it.
a little more.
Needs, full
I like
8
it.
Line's
and a
good.
bit.
Weight's good.
Got a curl.
Touch the 4-foot, she makes it for sure. They need it to curl a little bit. The late finish should work for them, but
Curl.
Ends right
Do I have to
off
tap
that.
this one?
yeah, I don't think she's.
Looks like we're going for a plan B here.
Oh,
And
and it might have
it might have worked.
Might have worked.
Might have worked.
No, I think
Close.
I think it's just 3, but that's my call from here.
yeah, I
It's
think
hard
so.
to tell. But yeah, that rock just didn't move, I guess, like they were expecting it to, or
Right,
she
let's just
set
see,
it
right,
back
Jonah?
a bit.
Take a look.
It's
Yeah, it's just 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.
yeah, it's 3.
All right,
Sorry about
after
that.
the
That's
first
okay.
end,
Good throw.
How'd you like the weight?
I thought the weight was
Make
good. It wasn't.
defensive scores
wasn't
a
light.
3, and
But
we'll
I
be
mean, you
back
were in the
after
ballpark.
response
I think it
sponsor.
was like back 4.
Do you have questions about championships, courses, or other USA curling events? Do you want information about club development? Members and emerging clubs are encouraged to contact the national office toll-free at 888-CURLERS or through email at info@usacurl.org with questions or requests.
All right, welcome back. Second end starting. First end did a really good chance for 4, but came up a little wider. Rock hung, only got 3. But as we've seen in mixed doubles, the people can really generate a lot of points. So 3 doesn't really matter so much quite yet in the game.
So starting here the first end because Team FENSON, MCMAKIN FENSON has last rock. The centerline guard is a yellow stone belonging to BURCHESKY Richardson. The red stone at the back of the 4-foot is a place stone belonging to MCMAKIN FENSON.
All right.
This is Jenna BURCHESKY's
outer
first
corner frozen on
stone.
the inside of it.
And so interestingly enough, Sandra MCMAKIN and Jenna BURCHESKY will be playing next week in the Women's Nationals on the same team in the traditional 4-person format. You can hear players breathing a little heavy, which happens in mixed doubles. It's a lot up and down the ice. Sam, you've traditionally been a back-end player. Mainly you play third for Riley FENSON right now, but you skipped. So what do you think of all this brushing?
Yeah, right now it's not too bad for me, but you know, when I was skipping, I definitely lost a little bit of endurance, and I think that's probably what
I think
Riley's
so. For
seeing
anywhere
right
light,
now.
I think that's fine.
Of the skips,
come
I
sweep?
would say he's probably one of the better ones in terms of endurance with sweeping. But you know, when you're not used to it, you're not used to
Sorry,
it.
didn't think I was that
Yeah,
heavy.
there is something just about
You're good.
sweeping that you can't quite replace with other fitness, but these kids certainly,
bad.
these young players certainly look fit out here
That's
today.
Yes.
Maybe they read a book about sweeping and
Fine.
Maybe
Staying in shape.
they should have, but I won't do a shameless plug here, Joel. So we look here now. That's
He's not careful with how he leaves
you know
this.
that's
He
what you're
could leave
talking
us
about
with
a little bit,
three.
Sam, with that first stone top 8 versus
Yeah,
trying
I've
to.
heard to leave a double coming this way because it all drags
Yeah.
into the back red.
Of course, in traditional
Just
curling,
surprised he
being in
isn't
front of the
coming
tee line is
the
an
other way.
advantage as well. So you're right. That's
Well,
not
he's
a
trying to
huge
freeze.
change.
And nothing drastically different about the strategy for mixed doubles, but there's a few things here or there. When you have the rocks lined up on the center line, back 4 and center guard respectively, every end tends to be a messy end.
A little more.
Power play.
Good sweep.
So it's a lot more. In a way, there's a little bit less strategy towards the middle to the back of the end, just because it's a bump game, it's a move stuff
like
around
this?
game.
Freeze the yellow.
Oh, freeze it? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said run the yellow. I was like,
no.
okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That sometimes your options become fairly limited towards the end of an end. Not as many choices as you might have, but certainly angles become extra important.
No time. Looks a little light.
Owning the front of the house, of course,
No,
as
it's
we
close.
discussed.
It's close.
It's Riley
Top
Fenson's
fork.
first throw. He thinks it's close weight-wise. She's calling top 4.
Line's
Christine
good.
McMakin is.
Got a curl. Right on the yellow.
Oh, it's there.
He's trying to freeze on the yellow.
Right on the yellow.
She thinks it's there. He doesn't want to bounce.
Oh, I just touched it. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Settled next to it. I think there's enough room for Ben Richardson to make a
I didn't want to take it too deep because we
Hits.
weren't getting the right angle on
and
it. So.
well, no. Tricky. Can't. He's going to
You want a long here?
play down
What's that?
to it.
Do you want a long here?
Hog to hog.
And this is the kind of
No,
stuff
I think
where
it's fine.
with that
Just
center
focus
guard,
on sweeping.
we can't play our normal hits.
Just
so he's probably gonna be
just
tapping.
top 8.
Right.
I'll give you a little
He's
more.
actually talking about throwing
little more
top
on my
8.
last one here.
Freeze isn't
Other
too
than
bad
that.
either.
Yeah, if he freezes, especially if he gets to the inside of it, which he can on this swingy ice, he could get to the inside of it and have a really nice angle, actually. Not an easy shot, though, with one sweeper, nobody holding the stick.
Gave that one quite a bit.
Feels all there.
Okay, well then. Line's good.
Top 8, top 4.
Line's really good. Let it curl.
And that's one of the things with
Line's good.
mixed doubles. It's
Line's really
in a
good.
way, it's more precise
All you.
shots, but less
perfect.
precise throwing. You don't
Right
have
to it.
as
Gotta
many
curl a little bit.
sweepers. Sometimes you're
Curl.
sweeping on rock. You
Curl.
generally don't have a stick
Curl.
most of the time.
Hard.
So those
This
you
looks-
slide out not
Good.
quite on the where you want to. You got to adjust a little bit.
It's a great
Up to
shot
you.
right there
Guard's
by Ben
probably
Richardson,
the
exactly as he
pro side, right?
drew it up. Terrific angles now for yellow.
Huh?
I said
It
guard's
is right. I
probably
think
the
in
pro
mixed
side.
doubles you have to
Right.
get used
For
to
my
missing
miss?
shots a little more
mean,
than
I'm
you would
throwing, like,
normally.
back
Mentally,
line.
you have to
Okay.
accept that a bit, don't
So
you,
we
Sam?
sit 2, so they have
Absolutely.
to hit.
Yep.
Yeah, there's even less time to
There.
bounce back in mixed doubles with only
Probably
5
more like
rocks.
board.
Okay.
Can't see much.
You want sweep or stick?
Sweep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can hear Riley
Yeah.
talk about having a sweeper or a stick to aim at. A lot of times with the bigger hit stuff, they'll prefer a stick just so they know exactly what they're aiming at.
Guard's good too. You know they're gonna hit anyway.
Was that your choice this week?
Like I said, guard's good too.
Generally
You
this
know
week
they're
I took
probably
a
gonna hit
stick most of
anyway.
the
They
time
probably
because
won't.
I
Well,
didn't
they
really
can't.
have
Yeah,
as
as long
much
as they're yellow
experience
and
with
tail.
throwing at nothing.
They'll
And that
guard
was
it.
That's a
one
lot
thing
of
that I
that's a
really
lot of red
struggled with
rocks for
this
them to
week.
guard.
Well, they
We
don't
switched
have
it
to
up a
because
little
ours
bit,
go.
but I generally swept most of my own rocks.
Board.
Throwing board weight at
Yep.
this. She's called board.
Yep.
Tight to the guard, I would imagine right now.
Hard. Hard.
Close.
Hard.
Okay, Riley. Sorry.
Okay.
Changed it slightly, but not particularly
Yeah, actually, I don't mind
positively,
it
I
at all.
don't think.
Like
No.
95?
I think just peel and just kill it.
Peel. Where you want your shooter to go?
Yeah, it's
Roll out.
Definitely pretty
I think we roll out. That's really
pretty
good.
tricky for. Well, I mean,
There
if
is an angle run there to get rid of, make both yellows maybe go away in a hurry.
If he makes this double and roll out, which is
If I hit like a
not
half, is that okay?
tragically terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that run onto the red is kind of a. I don't want to say loaded gun, but it's not the hardest thing in the world to get both of them. Now it is throwing back a yellow, so that can be tricky, but
Yep.
So would you
Not
ever play the
impossible.
freeze here onto that red?
yeah, absolutely. If you really just wanted to put the pressure on, that's something you could do.
Yeah, I think
Clean.
that would have been worth a look,
Clean.
Joel.
Good.
But perhaps with a 3-0 lead, they're content to keep things a little simpler.
Just a
I get
little
a little-
high.
Here's this
I
angle
really
run.
low.
Hard to
Inside.
hit your
You're
way
like
home
low,
in mixed doubles,
okay.
though.
Just so we
It
keep
certainly
our
is.
somewhere,
It's
possibly.
hard to protect the lead in
If
mixed
not,
doubles.
lose them all.
So he went right to the shot
Straight
we were
on
talking
nose.
about.
Okay.
He hits it on nose. I think he spills all the yellows, probably. no blank ends in mixed doubles, so that's something that might be on the table in the traditional game here that is not. Riley, of course, the son of Eric FENSON from Bemidji. Ooh. And it curled
Okay, that's fine.
hair too much. Could have afforded to hit it a little bit high and get some action. Low side was not the preferred way. So what do you play here, Sam?
Yeah, if I'm Jen and Ben, you know, if you can guard that,
So a little more ice.
it's kind of a loaded double right now.
For your draw the button.
If you can,
A little further than the other
you can
side.
guard that
Yep.
up on that side. It forces them to play a
It's
really
okay to
tough
guard
draw.
the left side of it. So
Otherwise,
we'd
you're
rather
probably looking for a
undercurl than
steal.
overcurl.
I mean, the Christmas tree here is pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's the line?
I don't know if
Line's
you want to
good.
dead freeze it.
Straight if
I guess
anything.
No, the tricky part about
Whoa!
setting freeze is you might, in mixed doubles, you find yourself accidentally setting up.
Weight's
some
good.
stuff.
making it easier for
Where?
your opponent. In
It's
fact.
top 12.
So he likes the weight. It's top 12.
Really got to curl.
Got to curl a long way though. They want to bury a little bit
gonna let
of
it
this,
stop
and they're
here.
not going to. They might want to take it right around the back at this point.
Yeah, it looks like they might get it.
Okay.
They just make it easier for him.
Yeah, so that's the worry there. You know, now they can
Little
just
inside.
bang it on the nose and they
Or
kill
nose.
all the yellows and keep both reds. They're looking at a shot for 2 here.
Yes. I guess the pro miss there was going to be light, so a little heavy, and then it didn't curl as much when you.
Now it's,
I mean, it's-
I need to throw peel, right?
For viewers at home not
What?
used to playing
Heel?
on this championship ice, it can make you look a little silly at times. You throw 6 feet too much weight, you don't get nearly the curl
I look
you
okay
expect.
for ice?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
You throw 6 feet less, and it curls off the sheet like a gutter ball. So, yeah, very weight sensitive, the curl, but I think she can hit this a number of ways to get 2. Noses definitely gets 2.
Yeah, if she hits it hard just about anywhere, she can probably get 1.
Right.
Now, if she hits it close to nose, that's obviously ideal, and that's where they want to get 2.
On its way, he's begging for it to
Looks
curl.
pretty
I think
close.
it's going to.
Hard, Riley!
And there's your 2. I don't think Riley even had to go hard. I don't think
Yep.
that was in the cards.
Sorry, I thought I got it too high. I was like, you gotta go.
No, you were
All right,
almost.
very nice triple there. Score 2, make it a 1-point game. All right, we'll come back. We're supposed to have an ad play there, but we're still working out some kinks, so no problem. After 2 ends, we get a 1-point game in a tiebreaker and mixed doubles.
So the winner of this tiebreaker advances to the championship round. There is another tiebreaker on sheet 3 right now. And the winner of that game between Monica Walker and Alex Leichter and Mulaney Sinnott, the winner of that game will play Claire Moores
Wait,
and
only
Lance
line's pretty
Wheeler
good
from Denver.
Line's
in
pretty good,
in
always
the second
straight,
tiebreaker
though.
to determine who goes to the quarterfinal.
Yep!
Back to our sheet.
Hard!
First rock of the end. Sandra McMakin coming off that double for 2.
Whoa, 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 we're overcurling, overcurling, overcurling.
Okay.
So not a bad spot, actually, is it, Sam?
No,
I mean,
no,
all things
definitely
considered.
not. It can be tempting to freeze down to the back one, which is still a good shot, but it seems to be that most teams are trying to put it
all
still on
there
the
to
top
be.
of the rings.
When they
Might be a
initially
little.
introduced mixed doubles, the stone
Mine's
at the
good.
back was really biting the back of the it was at the back of the button, so the freeze made a bit more sense then. They tried to create more
curl.
room by pushing it back further.
Yeah, when did that rock get moved back? Was that like 3 years ago?
I believe it was in advance of the last Olympics, so they moved it. They're trying to create more room around the center because the initial version of the game, it did get
And just tap.
Race
too
to a
clogged.
freeze, right?
Yeah. I think it was a good change. I think another good change they've made to this format is
If you're light and you freeze
initially
the
you
crotch,
had to
I
have
don't
someone
think
in
that's bad
at
either.
the far end holding on the other side of the hog line at least. Now a sweeper can join a player, which I think makes it look more dynamic for viewers, and it's creates a little bit more of a interesting team dynamic when you play, the one we're used to from traditional curling with a sweeper and a thrower.
Close. Close.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back
Adds a little
eight.
more
Back eight.
flexibility for
It's
some
got to be
teams
close
too.
to nose.
Close. Oh, yep. Yep. Yep, you're losing it. You lost it. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go,
Christine
go, go.
McMakin sweeping this, trying to tap it.
Sit.
Nice, Rye. That's good.
Pretty nice
Little tap.
result.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Just tap it to T-line.
Yep.
Okay.
Ben Richardson
They're sitting
about
just back
to
button.
Okay.
play a little angle tap here.
Remind me, this is the fourth stone end, so they can throw a hit if they want.
Yes, the fourth stone at the end, you can remove an opponent's stone. You can always touch stones,
Well,
move them around. You
weight
can't
felt good
remove
to
an
me.
opponent's stone
Mine's
from play.
good.
You can remove your own stone from play.
T-line.
Got a curl.
Not heavy.
Got a curl.
Okay.
Long
Needs
way.
to
Good.
curl, but he's not heavy, so he's
Curl. Do we have anything?
No.
Ah, shoot.
That's all right.
Sam, it seems like maybe both teams getting a little fooled on the amount of
that's the way I
curl
was
here
trying
so
to
far.
pocket.
Yeah, I
he's
like freezing
pretty
the pocket.
close on
Yep.
weight there and missed the rock he was tapping by quite a bit.
Yeah, no, this ice is
Short's
definitely,
fine.
as swingy as it is, it's still very weight and release sensitive. So, you know, you get a little bit up and it's gonna run a little bit more like a hit.
Light's fine too.
Through-
Light's fine too. You know he's
Oh,
running
back
his
eight
yellow
there,
on his
which
next
is about
one.
what he was looking to throw. He may have just taken a little too much ice and, you know, maybe hopped it per se on the release.
It's Riley Fenson.
Okay. Close. Top 12. Top 12.
Okay, it looks light.
Christine
Top
McMakin
12.
saying top 12. Riley Fenson thinking it's light. Likes the line though.
3.
Curl, 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 curl.
Riley
curl,
wants
curl.
Christine to switch to the other side to promote more curl in the finish.
That works.
Yep.
Because we
Like
can't,
that.
we have the same perspective as viewers from home. I can't quite see how much of that rock in the rings is exposed. Jenna's going to show us here. Looks like
I don't think I have enough to play that. I think we just run the guard
it's a
into
thin
it.
half, I'd say, right?
I guess so.
I'm gonna guess about
Yeah,
a thin
the
half.
middle
I got
guard.
the overhead shot
Alright.
here. It's a thin half.
Ben doesn't think it's enough to
Hair
play
more.
that shot, so he's playing the straight run here on his. Yep, gonna run the red. Hope to get some action in the rings.
Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. Okay.
I always like when they do that. They always call for a sweeper, whether there's a sweeper or not.
When I have played mixed doubles, and I haven't played it frequently, but I do the same thing. It's somehow
maybe better
seems
to
like.
overcurl just so that we catch the other.
Oh, I do it too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, no, we all do it. I think. I mean, there are a number of players here who will chase even the peel. Did you chase any of your peels, Sam? Or
I don't think I chased any peels,
I
but
have one more, yeah.
probably
never see
normal and down.
that
I'd
yellow
chase
and just
those.
plant it.
yeah, it's interesting because as junior curlers, we're always taught to not jump out of your slide, and so you really have to make sure. I think in mixed doubles to make sure you finish your delivery, finish the throw before you get up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had one
we're
rock
just a
this
guard.
week
Play
where
for a guard.
I
Play
kind
for
of
a guard.
screwed up, got up a little quick
Play
and
for a
messed
guard.
up the throw.
Well, curl.
So yeah,
So there you go.
Inexperience showing there, but
Curl, just
even
curl.
the top level players are doing it for viewers
Don't stop
watching at
until it
home and
stops.
thinking about their mixed doubles league.
Okay, well.
pretty good setup here for
Nice.
Christine and Riley.
Yeah, I mean, Christine McMakin, Riley FENSON, they have, looks like
Yeah, I think that's good.
they do have this slash here.
Yeah, guard over curl a little bit. They're trying to guard the yellow one, right?
Yeah, so I think, I mean, they couldn't take everything away, of course, but I think he was hoping maybe to show slightly less of the yellow than they did, but because they also didn't want to leave them that play on the red. This would change the complexion of the end if it's made.
Yeah, that was probably the pro side there, because you know they'd rather give him this than the double, because I don't think they want to look at another big end.
Right.
It's close.
Okay.
Nice shot.
Well executed by Ben Richardson there.
Are we?
This is one of these ends in mixed doubles. It's shaping up as a single point, perhaps.
Sit right here, make her hit on the
I
outside.
can't tell who's
inside.
third shot here, or second shot.
Sweet.
Second shot is yellow. So
Okay.
it looks like yellow's sitting 2.
Is that Eagle Eye Joel Dietz over there? You can use like that.
You hit like half rock, it's
I'm
perfect. You roll
cheating
right
a
on
little bit
top
over
of the
here. I
yellow.
got the
She's gotta hit it
Clark
Where do you like
overhead
for
camera,
ice?
which are right
She
above the
rolls
button.
out.
Right.
like
The broadcast
Actually, you know what? You
cameras,
wanna hold
we had
stick?
to
I'll
attach
flip.
to those cameras. So the broadcast cameras are off just a little bit. They're a little bit forward of where the button is. So
I will remember that, Joel, and factor it all into all my future calculations here. So
yeah,
expect me to be nothing but deadly
hack?
accurate now.
Yep.
So we're actually on the Sam Strauss and I are on the side of the sheet. So we're basically relying on the picture that you see at home. Christine McMakin rocks on her way. She's going to follow this one herself. Likes the weight.
Yep. Hard.
Tight to the guard, though.
Hard.
Tight to the guard. They don't want to move this guard.
Uh-oh.
That presents an opportunity here.
Am I tight?
I think so, yeah.
All right. Just draw.
Just draw for our 2. And if it's 3, that's great.
So they've decided they think they're not sure. So
They should have
if they
consulted
had
me.
Joel Dietz to
I know.
tell them, they'd know it was a draw for 3. We're going to see here, Joel, though. We'll see an exciting measure as well with our ancient measuring device that we use in curling.
Okay. Same weight, I think I can get it there. So.
That's interesting. They're not. I guess
I
I
do.
can't see how much they have of that red.
Because we can get the side of the 4 foot here.
But yeah, it's a little interesting that they're not throwing that.
I mean, you would
Considering
think
they don't think it's they think it's for 2, and if they get 3 there, they'd be happy with
felt
it.
there to me.
Not
I mean, they could
much
play
we have.
that hit, and
Line's
you know,
good.
even if they wrecked on the guard,
Weight's
then they
good.
might win the measure
Place
for
it.
2. You know,
Weight's
so
okay.
I think that I might have
Looks like it's got to sit.
wanted to
Yeah.
try that.
Yeah, you
Of
never.
course, if she comes to the back one, that will solve everything.
I
Use
can't be
that
proven
back
wrong,
one.
right?
She may have just changed that
Oh, for
calculus.
sure.
So, yes.
Well, I can
think
tell you
it's
with
worth
confidence that
I think we're
I
going to
was
measure
right
that, yeah.
before. So who knows what the answer is now, but I was
Measure.
right before.
So we've got a measure coming up.
Yeah.
We definitely didn't want to, Christine McMakin didn't want to move that one.
Tough when they slide at the 4 foot line.
Sam, how's the speed of the ice look out there from compared to the games you played? Is it a little faster, or is it pretty much the same?
It looks pretty much the same. We might be looking at maybe a half second slower, but it's still pretty rapid. The swing looks to be about what we've been seeing, just about across almost all the sheets.
This is the official for this sheet. I believe it's Clark Raven. And I was talking to USA Curling CEO Jeff Plush, who's new to the sport of curling, relatively. He's been in the position for over a year now, but not a big, a deep sports background. But I think a lot of people, when they come in from the game, they see our measuring device and find it kind of odd. But I also know that when I was at NBC during the last Olympic Games, people went crazy whenever the measuring device came out. So we can't really see the dial, but that's going to be fixed eventually. It's closer than we think. Well, it was.
Looks like it's only 2.
And judging from the way the stick went around there, Joel Dietz, I'd say you were right on the first one.
It was close.
It was, yeah.
All right, so after 3 ends, it is 5-2, and hopefully we've got some mats coming up.
Want to stay up to date on all of the latest news about Team USA Curling athletes and events? Follow USA Curling on Facebook and Twitter.
All right, welcome back. We're going to start the 4th end. MCMAKIN FENSON up 3 over BURCHESKY Richardson in the tiebreaker game.
Yeah, Joel, so the winner of this tiebreaker game, again, advances directly to the championship round. It's been a trading of deuces here, hasn't it, Sam, for the last 2 ends, although that was certainly looked like an opportunity for 3 for BURCHESKY Richardson.
Nice shot.
Yeah, Jen and Ben got off to an early start with their 3 in the first, but then traded deuces. I was surprised they didn't play that hit in the last end. Usually in mixed doubles, it's a bunch of big momentum changes, so generally you take points when you can get them. So I was a little surprised at that, but they still came away with the deuce, so it's a win of an end.
Line's nice.
That said, I think it was a draw for 3 if
Line's nice,
Jenna
all
hadn't
you.
just touched the back stone.
All
I think it probably would
you.
have been 3 on the looking at what the measure was like. Jenna BURCHESKY recovers nicely though with her first shot in this end.
Yep, hard. It's good.
Half tucked behind the centerline guard and in the top of the forefoot. Christine MCMAKIN playing the out turn.
Good. Really good.
That is good.
Well placed. She likes it and Riley likes it. They're all in agreement that it is good.
I'd agree with that too. That looks pretty good.
Ben Richardson is going to try to freeze on top of that stone. Again, if you can get a little inside would be terrific. I guess one of the things in this game, Sam, you have to get used to is just the lack of time between throws, right? There's a lot of jumping
Pretty
back
close,
and
but I gotta wait.
Got it, Carl.
Yeah,
which is
good.
a departure when
Got it,
we're,
Carl.
Wait's good.
as a
Lot of room.
a curler relatively fresh out of
Wait's
junior.
good.
I know junior curling,
Close,
we're
here
always
comes.
telling players to
Yep.
breathe and take a moment and
Yep.
have a pre-shot routine. And mixed doubles, you almost don't have time for that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I remember we were a little concerned going into our first game because we're like, we never played on a clock before, but we ended up being fine. But it's definitely fast paced.
I'm not sure,
You don't
honestly.
have time to
I'd say
both go
here
down to the
and let him try and
other end,
run
decide
it.
on a shot,
Maybe
and
he
then both
loses
go
his
back every
yellow.
shot. So
Yep, just
you
cruise the
gotta
inside of that yellow.
do a fair bit of jumping back and forth.
What's interesting is I think we actually see fewer clock issues in mixed doubles, even though it's fat, but perhaps because there's just a feeling among everybody in the ice that you have to move quickly. And like you said earlier, sometimes the shot selection is
Line
somewhat
only.
limited. You don't have a
Wait,
lot
feels
of
nice.
options towards the end
Line
of
only.
the end, towards the as the
Line's
end
good.
completes itself.
Look, curl.
Yeah,
Look,
absolutely.
curl,
There's just
curl,
another
curl.
sense of urgency. I don't know
Wait's
what the
really
lowest was
good.
this
Curl.
week, but I did see
Curl.
a last
Curl, gotta
stone be
get to the
delivered
inside. Okay, good,
with
good,
3
good,
seconds
good.
left.
Good.
That's cutting it somewhat tight.
Nice
Yeah,
throw,
that's
Riley.
pretty tight.
Riley Fenson with a great rock there. Just rubbing off the yellow slightly
Probably, yeah.
to improve the angle even more than it already was.
What's that?
I said you're not losing your yellow. You just gotta hit this one.
I think we are losing that yellow.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. Especially for running it into here.
Okay.
Probably still have to play it though. Yeah, I think we run. We probably make this with that. So yeah, I think we play that. Yep.
Well, playing the run back here looks a bit dangerous.
Well, honestly, I don't know what else he has here, Sam. I mean, his options are narrow here at this point, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you heard him say it. You know, Jenna thought that their yellow was going to be somewhat safe, and he says, I don't think so, but we still have to play it. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, I think this is a good call, an example of you almost have to determine that you're in trouble earlier than in the traditional game. If you wait one more shot, you might not have any shot here. So he really wants to rearrange this house at bare minimum. His yellow exiting out the front of the rings, always exciting for the viewers at home. These lively striking bands
Yeah, I want
to
sweet.
rearrange this house at bare minimum.
yeah, it's always nice coming.
yellow
to these
exiting
events.
out the front of
There's
the
just shots
rings,
you can play
always-
here that you just can't play in curling clubs, even when they have good rocks.
Yeah, it's the championship rocks and the way they move is it definitely makes for a different game. Takes a bit of getting used to if you're new to
You want to
them.
throw the 6?
Yeah.
He's throwing the hit and roll if you
No,
knows.
he's playing the double. He might have a triple if I roll too far.
I think he's
I
rolling.
think it's almost nose.
Okay.
Just a little roll, like half rock roll.
Riley's going to hit
'Cause if I roll
lie
all the way,
3.
it's
He's
If
trying
you
to
roll-
avoid
if
leaving
you
Ben
roll
Richardson
away, I
a
don't mind
triple.
that. Do you like rolling away ever?
I don't like chancing catching the back one. If we have it,
Okay.
it's about a half rock on the outside.
Okay.
Just gonna throw a 10.
Yep, you got it.
Do you ever forget about that one right now and just focus on trying to get your 2?
Or you could, ignore it and still think about
Well,
building a larger end.
Whoa,
I think that would be a discussion.
Yeah, I think it's a little early in the end, or early in the game, I should say. So, and in a way, they are actually thinking about their 2 here. Riley said,
Okay, Riley, that's okay.
he's going to have a double.
All right, buddy.
Rain.
Well, it didn't quite work out the way they wanted it to do, but even with the
think
shot
so.
that they were
Yeah,
playing,
super broom.
they were going to have a
I
double,
think a
and
broom
he was
is
pretty
good.
confident that Ben was going to make that double. So,
What kind
Yeah,
of
I think
weight?
just
either
control.
way, they were
10-5.
probably still looking at 2.
You like there?
Yeah, that's good.
Fortunately, that's one I think Riley would like to have back. He discussed in the hack about rolling away, and he was worried about clipping his own, and that is pretty much what happened there. I think maybe just a little heavy.
I
Was
could even
looking
just
for
pick
10.
it out and it does the same thing.
Yeah,
but I
looking
like
for
this.
10 seconds between the 2 hog lines. It looked a little bit up, and I'm sure, he was probably a little bit full on where he was aiming to. Bit of a deadly combo on this ice.
Got a curl?
Close. Nope.
Curl?
Let it work. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're good.
Okay.
Yep.
So a quick turnaround here. Now I think now it's set up for the classic maybe skips deuce here though.
All right,
From
you got
traditional
it.
curling.
Know the weight.
Yeah.
Riley buries one here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would be the combo deuce, I guess we'd have to call it in mixed doubles, but he buries one and might end up with a draw for 2 if he can force a miss.
Okay, I'd like to go.
Line's really good.
I don't think it's there.
Riley Fenson likes the weight, or likes the line. Christine McMakin not especially enamored of the weight.
That is going to be a guard.
Okay, that's okay, Riley.
Maybe lights. Well now, a good shot here by Jenna BURCHESKY can really
Let's make a
put
good
some
one here.
pressure on.
It's top 4.
Yeah, you know, when you miss these, not only do you not get your rock in there, but you kind of almost invite them to get theirs in there. They're going to beat you there, and now you have to play the shot that they were about to play.
It's also a comfortable shot for Jenna
ways your first is
BURCHESKY to
perfect.
throw. It would probably call an offensive shot, I think. You're really trying to make this. You're already line 2. You're not at risk of giving up a big end even if you miss it.
I like it.
Not much
Gives
out.
her a chance to
Good.
dial in or
Mine's
draw
good.
weight without
Weight's good.
a
Easy.
large amount of risk.
She makes the classic come around here.
Probably there, but it's close.
Easy.
Christine McMakin's going to face a challenging shot on her last. Looks maybe a little bit heavy.
Sit. Sit. Sit.
Ben Richardson begging for it to slow down.
Okay. Good throw.
And close, but really a rock and a half too far.
Yeah, line's really nice, but
All right, they're
you know,
back four.
they can just follow them down, give it a
Full
little
forward, low
tap.
button.
They don't technically have
Yeah.
to tap it, but I'm sure they will a little bit.
No speed.
Still not particularly easy. Visually in the hack, the rock's fully buried. If you can't afford to play to it here, you just have to throw the tee weight.
Okay.
Oh, your line's good. Whoa. Where are we?
Gotta sit.
Don't like
Push.
the weight.
Push!
Gotta sit.
I don't think you want to push it at this point, do you, Sam? I think
No.
I think you're better off hoping it digs in a bit.
Yeah.
Looks like it was a little heavy. See how far Ben
Okay.
Richardson can take it.
One.
Sorry.
Steal of one for Richardson or BURCHESKY. Richardson.
All right, so after 4, it's 6-2. BURCHESKY is hoping to come down and get one there, but got a little heavy, gave up one. All right. While we figure out some technical difficulties here on our end. All right. Here's Price with the 4th end break.
Here with Jessica Schultz, our first 4th end break here of the Mixed Doubles U.S. National Championship. Jessica Schultz, the National Director for the women's and the junior programs. Fairly new role, Jess. It's awesome to be here with you and have you back in the fold with USA Curling.
Thanks, Bryce. It's awesome to be here. Yeah, just last year jumped on board here with USA Curling, and it's been a wild ride ever since with COVID and the pandemic, and working through this season and trying to get ice and working through some changes with the organization. And I'm really excited to be here, and I'm so grateful for everything that the staff has done and coming on board and looking forward to actually, watching live curling and seeing it, seeing our athletes finally out on the ice again.
100%. And you've had a roller coaster of a spring. You were in Calgary with, Team Peterson at the World Championships, and you've been all over the place, and a lot of great things are happening right now. Let's talk about the collaboration with the USA Junior Curling Association.
Yes, it seemed like a great opportunity for us. We are looking to get more into the grassroots level of juniors and really get involved with the junior pipeline and junior programs, and with the camp that the USJRCA is having in Chaska in Blaine in July. It just seemed natural for us to be involved, and we're super excited to work with these guys. They've been working with juniors at the younger age groups for over 30 years, and so they bring tons of experience. So really excited about that. We're going to have national team athletes involved. We're going to have Olympians involved. We'll have coaches that are part of the national program involved, and I'm just looking forward to learning from the USJRCA and working with those guys and what they bring to the table. So
in junior curling, that's something that you're very passionate about. It's something you've had your hands and really worked on and have been passionate about before you even got into this role, obviously with the USCA. But what is it that you enjoy so much about developing the young players and the next generation of curlers?
There's a lot to it, actually, and I think it's just when there's always something to learn about the sport. But in addition, it's such a great sport that kind of evolves the character of a person, and I love junior curling. When I started as a junior, curling changed my life, and then just having the opportunity to share the sport and really get kids involved and share the benefits of the sport and what it brings is truly valuable. And then seeing the kids as they learn and as they grow and develop, and it's pretty amazing.
So the National Junior Development Program, focusing on development and grassroots, why did you see the need, the importance to focus and to, to get something kick-started and to really put some teeth into that?
Well, I take it back to kind of my personal experience growing up in Alaska, and it's a 2-sheet club. There was very little junior curling available, so we had to travel a lot for that, and so some of it's that related to that. Other parts is we're hungry for information, and the juniors they want to be competitive. Some of them have those Olympic dreams, but but they don't know how to get that, and so we want to make sure we're providing them that path, and it's an articulated path, really well developed and robust to, if you want to be competitive, you want to go to the Olympics, here you go, this is what you need to do, and most of it involves really hard work.
Yeah. And I think one of the exciting things too for me is watching the mixed doubles going on right now, tiebreakers in the playoffs of our mixed doubles national championship, and you see so many young faces out there, so many younger players that may not be the household name like a Jamie Sinclair or Tabitha Peterson or Rich Ruinen, John Schuster. A lot of young, talented, up-and-coming players are out there.
And I think mixed doubles is such a great sport for that, because again, if you're in this club on the outlying, it's a smaller club, maybe you only have a couple juniors, but you can just take a friend out and go practice. So you have that person, and it's easy to do just with two-person schedule, and then. These kids, it's catching fire amongst the juniors, and it's incredible to see how good they're getting.
All right, before we send it back over to Dean for the second half of the game, real quick, your role overseeing the women's high performance program. Clearly an exciting, also new role for you. Yes. Getting a bronze medal, just how thrilling was that to bring home a medal, make the podium at the World Championship?
Obviously it's incredible. We haven't had a medal in 8 years, more than that, 20 years, right? I should know that. It's been a while. Yes, we were very excited, and given this past season, we knew that this team had a chance, and it was just a matter of how did we shake out amongst the other countries going into that, given the pandemic and everything going on, and lack of competition leading into the event. So for us to go in and win a bronze medal, truly incredible experience, and Team Peterson, kudos to them and everything they've done to get there.
It was awesome, and congratulations to you too on just an exciting way to finish off the bubble there in Calgary. But we've got an exciting rest of this game. We got an exciting rest of the week. Next week we got a whole lot. Jessica Schultz, just thank you so much for the time and opportunity to be with you for the next several days.
Yes, I look forward to spending life in the bubble with you. Thanks, Price.
Absolutely. All right, Dean, back over to you, second half of the game.
Thank you, Price. We're back here at end number 5, and there's there were no penalties on the ice, but we had our first power play. So the power play is when the team with last draw can elect to set the guard as a corner guard with their own stone behind that. Interesting play, BURCHESKY Richardson,
because they just threw it
with the lead in this game, and it's a strategy we've seen used throughout the week, where they play essentially a peel on their own stone to move it into the rings and expose the rock behind the corner guard.
I'll try to throw I think a 4 foot is good.
Sam, how often did you use
so I think speed is good.
The power play this week?
So we pretty much every game. So our strategy, we didn't know exactly what we were doing with it, so we tended to just play the power play in the first chance that we got in the second half of the game.
Little ad.
And when
Line's good.
when we had the hammer and we were playing it, we generally were down a little bit.
Good.
But when it
make sure we're there.
In my opinion, it's a bit more of a defensive strategy, because it's not really a way to get big points, but it is a way to all but guarantee that the other team can't steal.
It's an interesting point you bring up. I know sometimes teams, when they are ahead, like to save that power play. You can use it in the last end with a lead. It certainly makes it difficult for the other team. I think initially it's a bit of a misnomer, I think, because it's probably used a little more defensively than offensively.
Now, are teams going to that tick shot for the first shot against the power play?
Okay.
The moving to the corner, their own corner guard into the rings. I saw that used pretty frequently. I saw Jamie Sinclair, Rich Runin use it in a game. It certainly seems like a good strategy, although right now, in the game we're watching, not a bad setup here for Christine McMakin and Riley Fenson. Line 2.
Sorry.
That rock over curled though. And now Ben Richardson is free to begin hitting. So really needed to make that guard. Would have been interesting with that guard made, right, Sam? I mean, all of a sudden then you are facing some choices.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if they made that guard, Ben had a couple options there. He could peel that corner guard, might even be able to get a double peel with that other corner guard.
Right.
He could try and hit the left one. He's only got about half of it, and there is a jam possibility. Or he could just go for a freeze, and the freeze is a bit dangerous for them there because, you know, if they miss that, it creates the opportunity for more points for Christine and Riley.
He might have also considered the run on his own on the left there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really got to go hard.
Right here, he needs. He's wishing he had another brusher, but he's gonna hit and roll out. You really wanted to leave that in the rings.
No worries.
Ben says he let it go a little soft, which means the rotation was a little slow coming out of his hand. The rock started curling earlier. Not as much of a positive release.
I don't mind going to that.
I would rather.
Also a big difference on championship ice, isn't it, Sam? You can't get away with a soft release on championship ice.
Absolutely. You know, in curling clubs and a lot of league curlers, you see they just let go of the rock at the end of their release, which, you know, can work if you just have to be so precise. So the thing that you see most of these curlers doing is have a bit of an extension, and not even extend it like a little bit to the outside of the broom. And that's really just to make sure that it doesn't take off right away.
Yeah, on championship ice you can make a lot of shots being a fraction wide. You don't make many shots being a hair inside.
No, yeah, you do not. Good placement here.
Yep. So now they have.
You like that?
Ben.
I think give me the same ice. I just didn't like how I let go.
All right.
Well, Ben Richardson can still see the entire rock.
How was my weight on the last one?
I cleared the time, but it felt pretty good.
Okay. I'll do the same.
That's a good thing to say when you have cleared the time, that it felt pretty good, the last one. If I couldn't provide a time when I was playing, I would pretty much make one up I thought was close.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was something I definitely didn't realize for mixed doubles. You know, I just wasn't able to get a lot of times through those, either sweeping or throwing.
Okay.
Roll to the center.
I think we have to play for 3, don't we?
Okay, I like it.
You want stick or sweep?
I would agree with Christine McMakin that they do need to try to
Yeah,
manufacture a 3 here. We could give a quick update over on
I think it'll
sheet
curl
3
hard
of the game on
inside
sheet
4-foot
3
lines.
We just
between
have to roll.
Mulaney and Sinnott and
If it
Walker
starts to
Leichter.
curl,
It
let's
is
try and
3-2
cross-face
for
it.
Mulaney
Okay.
Sinnott playing the 5th end, and they have the hammer against
Give me
Walker
double.
Leichter.
Just a 10.
There was a steal of 2 in that end, third end that was has set the tone over there.
Yeah, we got an East Coast game over there. All of them are from, I believe, I could be wrong, but I think they're all from Massachusetts.
In fact, I believe they all started curling at the same club, Broomstones, in
Yep.
Massachusetts.
Cross face!
Hey, curl.
So shout out to Broomstones.
I don't think you're going to cross face, but.
So they gave up on the roll to the wing, and now they're trying to roll
Riley, that
across.
That's fine.
Certainly no double left. So the 2 is still safe.
Out turn? Okay. Whatever you like.
I mean, you wouldn't want to go so hard here for the 3 that you lose your chance at a 2.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
Yeah,
different
you know,
track
it's the
than what I've
5th
been
end. You
throwing,
still got
but
3 ends.
should
and
act the same.
The very nature of
Mine
mixed
were curling
doubles,
pretty good with
it's
the
almost
interns,
built
so
for the
I should-
non-hammer team. Like, it's still an advantage to have the hammer, but
kind of weight do
like
you
relative
throw,
to the
like
team
normal,
game,
9.5?
you know, not having the hammer just isn't that big a deal.
Right, in mixed doubles, it's
What are you taking ice here?
not as consequential, but
Yeah, I would take maybe a hair more.
we certainly see scoreboards that look considerably different than we do in the traditional 4-person game.
Yeah, the danger there is the power play can be extremely dangerous if you need to steal.
Yep.
Jenna Burchesky,
Yep.
first stone
Whoa,
on the way.
whoa, whoa. Girl.
Okay, good try.
She was hoping to make Christine McMakin make a play on hers,
Good throw.
but it's going to be a free draw for 2 here. She touches the 8-foot, it's 2 for sure.
Okay. Touch 8-foot.
Yep.
As Riley Fenson confirms. Rock is on its way.
Positive.
Okay, because I got a 30.
David, positive. I think you're close.
I think Riley wanted to sweep, but Christine indicated she added quite a bit to it.
Yeah,
on the release.
Riley indicated if you got a 30.
Come on,
which
Riley, dig!
usually
dig!
means
head
Come
down.
on, Riley, go!
close.
Close. I think she's going to be there.
Yeah, she got it.
Well swept, well thrown.